Hello, good evening. It's Monday, so we are going to have some monthly make fun. Now, I am going to admit, between the house and here, I have lost a stamp set. So, there is another stamp set to go with this, but I cannot, for the life of me, find where I popped it. I moved everything in one go, but obviously it didn't make it here. Evening, Victoria. So yeah, not got a clue where it's gone. It's gone missing between here and the house. Anyway, it's got to be somewhere. It'll pop up, won't it? But I've retraced my steps now. I've got a clue where it is. Anyway, evening Maxine, evening Len. So tonight is monthly make. This is February's monthly make. Let me just move my glue out of the way. So this is February's monthly make. In your set you get 3 stamps, even though I've only got 2 here tonight, but you get 3 stamps. You are really far away from me, so let me move that back here. There we go. Right, so in your set you get a super duper big stamp, a bit of a border. You get some lovely words, and then you get this small set here that is missing. Evening, Mum. So in that little set you get sending hugs, springtime wishes, get well soon, and thinking of you. And all of those words fit inside that little bar, so you can use them. You can use them with the border, you can use them without, you can use them as a background. Evening, Debbie. And so it's completely up to you how you use that little set. And then you also get, it's going to bug me where until I find them now. You also get this lovely big border stamp. As you can see, it is a really good size, so it does fit really well on all card sizes, from your 6x6s, your 5x8s, even your bigger 8x8s. Evening, Suze. So you've got that one, and then you've got this one, which is full of all different springtime words. So it's a fabulous little texture stamp to go in your backgrounds. There you go. And you get your booklet and some more inspiration in there. You get your step-by-step on the back, and also you get your discount code in there. But again, you would have a third set, but mine's wandered off with the fairies. Not quite sure where it's gone. I keep thinking, oh, I'll turn around and it'll just be looking at me, but it's not. I found the cake one, but that's not the one we're looking at. Anyway, you want to see the samples, don't you? Not me being all unorganised, as always, tonight. So I'm going to show you Sue's first, just because they're on the top of the pile. Got a lovely DL, and you can see it just fits beautifully, doesn't it, on that DL card size. And if you notice, she has been decoupaging our little flower heads, and then she's just used some glossy accents just to make those flowers, evening Sue, just to make those leaves and those flowers really stand out. But really simple, but it does look really beautiful. And you can see here she's used her border and then springtime wishes in there. There's that one. We've got another beautiful one here. So she's used, oh, she's actually used a different stamp on this one. So she's used a different background, and then we have got our lovely floral on there. And doesn't it look effective just decorating the corners with that? Again, she's cut out those lovely flower heads and the leaves and used that thinking of you on there as well. There we go. Next up, right, ignore the stamp at the bottom on this one. We've got our beautiful saying here. If I put my thumb there, you won't see it. Got a beautiful saying there, and then we have got all different springtime sayings down the side. I do like that. It's like 2 panels, isn't it, on our stamp? I do think that works really, really well. And then on this one, again, she's used those beautiful flowers just to make corners, and it does actually work really well, doesn't it? Because if we look at our stamp, I hadn't thought of using it as a corner, but it would make beautiful little corners, wouldn't it? Or it does make beautiful little corners. Then we've got a beautiful get well soon, and again we've just got sending big hugs in the background. I don't know if you can quite see that, just randomly stamped very gently in the background. And then a get well soon, and again those little flowers have been decoupaged. See, Mum likes fussy cutting. I'm not much of a fussy cutter. I'm more of a just slap it on the page. Again, that panel idea is great, isn't it? So we've got our lovely DL size here with our springtime wishes, that beautiful springtime words, and then we've got our beautiful little flowers just poking up there as well. And again, just stamping them off the page. I hadn't really thought of doing that. Evening, Tracy. I hadn't really thought of doing that because it does fit on so many card sizes, but just using little bits of it does look really effective. There's that one. And then you will have seen these ones in the booklet. I think this is our step-by-step this month. Let me just have a quick... I was going to say I can't find where I put my... Yes, this is our step-by-step for this month. So I've literally used the beautiful springtime flowers. Evening, Sharon. Yeah, it is a really nice stamp, this one. It's going to be really useful as well. So you've got that springtime in the background. And again, you don't have to be able to read it. So you don't have to be a brilliant stamper with what's going on in the background here. Evening, Tony. So you don't have to be a brilliant stamper in that background. It's just to get some texture, get some definition. We do pick up a few of the words, so April and showers, warm, germinate. It's all different springtime words in there. But then when you stamp over the top of it, it becomes your background, doesn't it? So background doesn't have to be perfect. And then again, I've used springtime wishes at the bottom with that little border. You can see it just works really, really well, doesn't it? And then this is actually where the inspiration for this stamp set came from. I wanted something that we could just splodge ink on. So I wanted a flower, but not too much of a fussy flower, if that makes sense. So all I've done here is I've used my paintbrush, or you could drop a bit of ink and use a straw. I couldn't find my straw. But I've literally just sat a paintbrush to make those petals on our flowers, and then done the same on our leaves. And it really is just that easy. So stamp my flowers, pop my paintbrush down. Might actually do that tonight. We'll see. But it gives you that watercolour effect, doesn't it? In that just that really simple, plain and simple card, but I think it does look quite nice. There we go. And again, I've got spring. I think that must be my favourite. Springtime wishes at the bottom. So there you go. But really simple idea, that one. A DL, even I came and did a DL this time. So you can see that background. So we have gone from clean and simple to super lots of ink on this one. So I've done a splodgy background using 3 different colours, like I always do. I've then, I don't know whether I've splattered it with water, probably not, I don't think. But I've used that lovely springtime stamp, all those lovely springtime sayings in the background in 2 of our colours. So I've used the orange and the blue. Evening, Gabriel. So we've got that all going on all over in the background. I don't know if you can quite see it. There we go. And then we've got our beautiful flowers on the top. Again, I've just coloured mine in, but imagine if I'd have thought about it a little bit more. And where's that one that Mum did? I think it was the very first one. It's always the way, isn't it? So if I'd have done it and cut my flowers out and then just used a bit of glossy accents, how much more that would have stood out. I think that would look amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah, 2 completely different ones. So if you get well soon on that one. But there is some really nice little sayings on there. So your 4 sayings are: thinking of you, get well soon, springtime wishes, and sending big hugs. So there we go, the next one. So I am very, very conscious that I tend to just splat everything in the middle of my card. So on this one, I took it to the edge. And normally I'd do this side. So I changed it up again and did this side instead. So I've done some splodgy colour. So blues and blue and pink. And then stamp that beautiful word, those beautiful words down the side. Stamp my flower. And then just coloured it in again using, so I've added the violet. And then I've just used the peacock feathers that was in the background, and then use that thinking of you on that one as well. There we go. And then this one's a little bit more sombre, so we're sending big hugs. So I've stuck to grey and a bit of gamboge on this one. But I think, again, it would make a really nice little kind of sympathy card, or a thinking of you card, or just, you know, just when you want to send a card because you just need to, or feel like you need to. So you could just stamp it very plain, very simple, on white, and then just add a tiny bit of colour, and I think it'd look really, really elegant. I've gone all colours on mine like I normally do, but I do think if you stepped it back and just used 1 or 2 colours, it could be a very elegant thinking of you or sympathy card as well. So there you go, we've got those beautiful flowers on there. That's purple one. Got this one, I do like this corner idea. Got this one popping up from the bottom. And it does make me think of spring, this. I wanted this stamp set to be very much spring, yeah? Because it won't be long till those flowers are popping out. Oh, and all our lovely meadow flowers and things like that. Again, we've got these gorgeous panels. I love that panel idea. That one's your step by step. Very simple. This is just too easy to do. That beautiful one with all that decoupage and glossy accents. The glossy accents really do. I know I keep feeling that, don't I? I shouldn't do. Yeah, so got glossy accents, really way to go with these, I think. And I do think if I just added a little bit of glossy accents, I'm trying to think if I can. Oh, there's my glossy accents. I tell you what, I'm going to nick that idea. I'm going to add some glossy accents now, and then hopefully it'll dry. Don't know why I'm shaking it up. Never going to come out, is it, if I shake it up? If I add some glossy accents to this one, you'll see the difference. I don't know what I've done with my pin either. I normally have a pin in my glossy accents and it's not there. I'm just going to quickly, I do think it makes, and I've just remembered why I probably shouldn't have done this, because this will be brush show, so it'll reactivate that lovely brush show. I need to do it quick. Squeeze. Come on, you can do it, girl. But I do think this is going to look really, really cool. So, tonight I am going to work in my journal because I haven't had time to cut any card up. I'm now starting to regret doing this. There's a lot more than you think on here. Yeah, it was one of those that felt like a good idea and then, yeah, not so much. Especially when my son wants to go to sleep. That's better. Right, I'm going to leave that and we will see how beautiful that looks at the end. And I do think it is such a great idea just to add a little bit of glossy accents to them. They will really jump out. Right, so want to make, you get your big stamp, your texture stamp, and you also get that little set of words. You're sending big hugs, springtime wishes, get well soon, your border, and thinking of you. So if I just hold that up, you can see that stamp set. Again, not got a clue what I've done with it. It'll turn up. I was hoping it was within the samples, but it wasn't. So next, I want to grab my journal. I haven't used this in a long time. Right, anyway, I need to stop. I get distracted too easy, don't I? There we go. Right, so blank page. I think I've got a couple of different ideas now, having looked at mum's samples as well. But we have got, see, this is a A5 journal, and you can see it doesn't look out of place in an A5. Your 8-inch, your 7-inch really is a good little stamp. Well, it's not little, is it? It's a good size stamp. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. So my brain's gone blank. I know, it's that Monday feeling, isn't it? Right, first up I need to move my stamp anyway. going to pop it over there. And remember, it is a big stamp, so with any big stamp or polyplate, pop it on at one, let it dangle a bit, and then just roll it on. That way you don't get any big bubbles underneath your stamp, and then you should stamp beautifully. Right. I keep saying right tonight, don't I? I think we're going to do that. I wonder actually. Doesn't look daft, does it, going downwards? So I am thinking what we might do is, need to move that over a little bit more. We're going to have a bit of our texture in the background. Let me pop that on a stamp block. Because it is so easy to build up your background with this lovely little stamp. Or we might just go all over actually. We're going to go all over. Right, ignore me. We're going to go all over, and I need some beautiful spring shades. Yellow's not a great one because it doesn't always show up on screen. So let me grab... Having a quick look. What do we fancy? I fancy a bit of Twisted Citron actually. It's always the one you can never find, isn't it, that I fancy using. So we're going to have a little bit, there he is, because we want spring, we want little shots of colour. There. Picked raspberry would look really good with that. And then I'm going to go back to my go-to colours and have a bit of peacock feathers as well. I always use those colours, don't I? I know. There we go. I know I've got so much going on at the moment. It is a bit crazy at the moment. But hey ho. Crafting always brings us back. It didn't help I went for a shower tonight and somebody had used all the shampoo. So I was not a happy bunny. Not a happy bunny. I think it was a certain bear, but I won't shout at him for it. So I just had to send Missy Lou out for some shampoo. Anyway. Especially because little lady needs to wash her hair as well because it was PE today. So Twisted Citron. There we go. Bit of Twisted Citron there. I want this to be really, really bright and cheerful and spring. Because I don't know about you, but it's freezing cold here at the moment. Oh, Gabriel's got her 4-year-old crafting. I love it when kids craft. I do think it's just that they have no fear when they're crafting. And they just go for it. So anything they make, they are happy with. And because they don't have that, I don't know, I can't think of the right word. They don't seem to have the same boundaries, do they? So they just keep going. And they make some beautiful, beautiful things. Okay. Come on. Gone a bit bigger than I should have done, but hey ho. But it really is, this stamp set is one of those that's just a bish bash bosh. Get your background. I'm a bit soggy. I always forget how your different papers affect things like your drying time and how things look, because it really does affect different colours, doesn't it? So I'm going to pop a little bit of blue in here. So we've got that lovely Twisted Citron. I'm going to grab my peacock feathers. Just like that. And then again, I'm just going to do some little bits of splatterage. I wasn't going to go over the top with this, but there we go. I'm going to give that a quick dry as well. So literally all I've done is just pop that ink on there, a bit of water. Doesn't look dry, but I'm pretty sure it is. Right, I'm going to be a little bit adventurous because I'm in my journal. Doesn't really matter if it works or not, does it? But I want to create... I'm just playing tonight, I'm sorry. That's not going to work, is it? So what I want to do is, I know I'm going to put our gorgeous sayings in the background because they just work. So they are going to go in the background. And then what I'm thinking is I'm going to use this bit. I would grab my, like my sketch lines or something like that. But I think we can do the same with this. Let's make a bit of a line across. And then we're going to cut, I hope you're all sat down there. We're going to cut our gorgeous flowers out. And then I think I'm going to come back in with thinking of you, just like that. So that's the plan. If it doesn't end up looking like that, you know what the thought was. Yeah, because it doesn't always end up looking like I want it to. Or how I explain it to you. So I'm just going to ink up my springtime words with, move that over there. I know, I've got to, I keep saying I've got a nice tidy desk, I haven't, it keeps getting really messy. I will tidy my desk off again. So I'm just going to pop some in green, and again, really don't matter how well you stamp this. You can tell I'm not even trying to stamp properly. I'm just kind of, well, I'm holding my book with one hand. Yep, it's the idea of it being there, and you might get one or two of the words, but there we go. Just make sure when you're using your oxide you do clean your stamps properly, otherwise you end up contaminating. We don't like that, do we? So I'm going to go for my peacock feathers. That's one of those do as I say, not as I do moments. Pop this one over here. Ooh, that one went a bit squiff, but again, it's the background. Is anyone really going to notice? Well, you probably will now, because I sat here going, oh, it's a bit squiff. There we go. I'll pop that one. My thumbs are in the way. Let's pop that one down there. Or in that case, just drop it and hope for the best. There we go. Didn't turn out too bad, did it? Even though it was dropped, the whole thing. Just give that a quick spritz. Right, so where's that lovely little border gone? Not border. Frame, that's the one. Let's give this a quick whack with the heat gun as well. And whilst I'm going to try and multitask. Nope, I'm trying to find my grey. Found my purple. Oh no! Oh, this is why I don't leave things drying on my desk. I've popped my kitchen roll into my glossy accents that was drying. Oops. Well, we'll deal with that in a little bit. Oops a daisy. I should have put it somewhere safe, shouldn't I? Oops a daisy. I can't be the only one that does stuff like that. Right, let's just have a quick look. No, it's not too bad. I think I just added a little bit more to it. We might get away with it. Just got a bit... Ooh! That's not a good start, is it? Maybe I won't. Maybe I squeezed that one a bit too much. Oh well. Maybe I shouldn't have done an experiment. Just add a little bit more. Ooh, a little bit more to this one. It's blowing raspberries at me. Where I've just hit it with the kitchen roll. It is one of those things I will do. It won't be the first or last time I do it. So I'm going to move that to the side. I'm actually going to pop it on top of my laptop so that I don't decide to put my kitchen roll in it again. Can't believe I did that. And whilst I'm at it, those little lovelies are going to go there, so I don't do anything to them either. Right. I shouldn't giggle, should I? But that's funny. Right, so I've got my smoky grey. Mine isn't very juicy, but what I want is to create a bit of interest, a bit of texture. Just layering it up. I wanted it in the centre of my page, but I've gone a bit there. Have another one just about there. Yeah, so you can see all I've done is just, we could go the other way as well, couldn't we? I'm not though. I'm going to leave it like that. And again, I'm just going to grab my heat gun. I can't decide if I want to just add a bit of colour to them. Because, well, why not? I think I will. So I'm not going to change my colours up. I'm going to go with my peacock feathers. My colours are going to jump. Because this is my background still. Yeah. I'm just using a bit of the same oxide, a bit of our peacock feathers to just change it up a bit. Or ink it up a bit. Because it wasn't quite standing out enough for my liking. So anywhere I've got a bit of a frame going on, I've just added a little bit more ink to it. There we go. Does look a lot different now, doesn't it? And I am going to dry that before I forget. But again, we've got a really nice little background going on. You could have drawn lines across it if you wanted. There we go. Right, pop you to one side. Put my heat gun down first. That would be a start, wouldn't it? I've got some scrap paper. I'll put on that one. No, need the bigger one. There we go. Pop that to one side because we don't need it for the moment. And I need my black. There we go. Again, I'm just using my VersaFine Clair. And it is a really big image, so just make sure you ink it all up. It's a big but delicate image, isn't it? And I'm just going to turn it around. I've just got to be careful because it's now on the side of my stamp, even because I didn't need to move it, did I? But I did because I thought I was going to be stamping it in my book. And then I decided to be brave. So I'm just giving it a good press. I've got no strength in my hands at the moment, if you wonder what I'm doing. I'm just using my fist, but it's easier to do it if you put it inside your cuff. Because it slips and slides. There we go. Yeah, you can get those presses, can't you? But I have to find that, whereas I've got a jumper. So I just use that instead. Right, not quite sure how we're going to cut this out, but we will. There we go. So, colour time. Ooh. My head's going Brusho. My head's also going, we should use our oxides. I'm not quite sure. I think I am. I'm going to go Brusho because they're looking at me on my desk. So I've got leaf green for the leaves, and I'm going to go, I keep doing it though, I keep doing all my flowers the same colours. Pink for the top flowers and then Gambo for the bottom flowers. It works. So I'm going to start off with my foliage, my leaves. I know, one of those days, isn't it? Can't remember where I'm putting anything today. So I'm just going to come and pop some colour in. Doesn't have to be the bestest colouring in the world. Good job. My paintbrush keeps slipping. I put some hand cream on just before we started. And my hands don't want to grip anything. It's always the case, isn't it, when you put hand cream on? You've then got to... I can guarantee the kids will ask me to open a bottle or something for them. It slides away. There we go. So a little bit more darker green. Keep adding them, adding little bits at a time. Right, that'll do for green. Again, doesn't have to be the bestest colouring in the world. I just want those bits of colour. Lynn suggested keeping it bright white. Could have done. Would have looked really good, wouldn't it? That contrast of white and colour behind it. Should really do them blue, shouldn't we, for little cornflowers? But it reminds me of it wasn't taken from it, but it reminds me of one of the sketch flowers that we did last year, which I always end up colouring in yellow or orange. I think it's just psychological, isn't it? I just go and grab that colour. There we go. And finally, some big, bold, bright pink ones up at the top. And it would have been better actually to keep it white, and then I wouldn't have inky pinkies when I come to cut it out in a minute. Sounds like a duck, doesn't it? And if you haven't seen, we have started to put some of the discounts on the website. So I know we've got some. What reminded me was that spritzer bottle. I know we've got a few spritzer bottles down to silly prices. We need to put the inks on and some glues as well. It's just taking a little bit longer than we thought. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit more in there too. But there is some cracking deals to be had over on the website. I've gone a bit like pale pink and then dark pink. I need to just tone it back a bit. Not sure if there's any Brusho left, but there's Brusho was on offer. But I know we've only got a few colours left. It might have been taken off. Just going to give that a quick wipe. I always end up making so much of a mess on my desk. Go. Tidy that up. And then I need to get my big girl pants on and get cutting out, don't I? Because I said we were going to. And I need to make sure this is really dry, because any moisture, we know we brush out any moisture, it's gonna get, you're gonna transfer that colour again. It's gonna move. Even if it's just mildly moist, it is going to move. So fingers full of, actually they're not that bad now, like fingers with hand cream on or anything like that, or just moisture, hot sticky fingers, will make your brush out move. So just bear that in mind when you're working with your Brusho. I mean, I've had a few questions about personalised stamps. It's the 16th of March, not February. 16th of March you've got until we'll keep making stamps, the personalised ones till. So you have until then. And no, we won't be discounting those because we have to make them to order. Okay, all I'm trying to do is just give it a quick... I want a nice little white border. Oops. Without destroying it too much. It's that battle, isn't it? Am I going to destroy it, or am I actually going to get round? And how much do I want to cut away and how much do I want to keep is the other decision to make. And again, this was one of my hand sketch ones, so it's been hand drawn and then transferred online so we can make it into a stamp. Because I have been enjoying drawing like that. Okay, I'm getting there slowly. To be fair, it's not as tricky as it looks to cut round. As long as you don't look too closely at my cutting out, you'll be alright. Oh, Sue's saying she'll miss the demos. I will do something with the website and the Facebook group. I'm not quite sure what yet. And I've been asked if we can use the group for swaps going forward, so we just need to figure out the logistics on that, which I think was a really good idea. So the group and the community will still live on. There we go. Right, I'm quite chuffed with myself. Not bad when my when Arthur's visiting this hand. So can't believe I actually cut that out, to be honest. And now I need to decide if I want to cut into this a little bit more, and I'm feeling I do. Especially this big white bit here. So I am going to cut into it. I wasn't going to. But I've got my Brave pants on now because, well, I was able to cut out and it looks alright. So I'm just going to start by gutting it a bit. Would have been easier to do this bit before I chopped it out. There we go. So yeah, the group will still be there and the inspiration will still be there. Whether it's still on the website, at least for the next year, because we still own the domain name for a little bit longer, or we move it over to a different platform, I don't know. We will do something with it though. Again, this is right at the moment when she goes, yeah, I regret doing that now. But we've got 2 more monthly makes after this one, so March and April. Oops. There we go. That does look better, doesn't it? I think it does. Yeah, we'll definitely keep the group open. I'm just not quite sure how it will look. I'm going to take that bit out as well there. Oh, I'm getting brave now, aren't I? Got my brave pants on. There we go. Right, I think I am relatively happy-ish with that. So I'm going to grab some scrap card. Nearly gave you a sneaky peek at something you shouldn't be seeing there. Oops. Should really look what I'm picking up before I just go picking things up. Let's move that way. Evening, Nicola. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I like it too without the white. So, I'm going to use Springtime Wishes because that's kind of fitting, isn't it, with this loveliness. I was trying to see if we could break the words up a bit, but I'm going to stick with Springtime Wishes. And I'm thinking, you can tell I'm thinking, can't you? Going, what am I going to do? How's it going to look? Because I don't know whether I want it white. I was going to stamp it onto black. However, just a word of warning, don't leave your embossing powders next to your heater. Because mine are now a bit lumpy. They haven't completely melted, but they're like rocks instead of powder. Yeah. I didn't quite think through where my heater was and where my embossing drawer was, and then I came to open it, it's like, eee, that's not good. Anyway, yeah, another one of those. Ooh. Right, I'm looking for, there we go. Would that work? That would work. Or actually, ignore me, no. I've run out of craft cards, so I've got a card that I'm cutting up for it. There we go. Right. All the decisions. I got there in the end, didn't I? Sometimes it just takes me a little bit longer. I think I'm going to do it in white. Nicola's asking, what am I going to do in the future? I've actually got a job. So for the past couple of months, I've been trying to balance working part-time and running the business. And the business is too big to try and cram into the hours that I'm home. But it's not quite bringing in enough at the moment for us to be able to take away from it. So I think it was October time I started working part-time. It's only down the road, and it's for a little family business, painting MDF signs. So I'm still doing something crafty, which is lovely. I don't know if I've still got myself covered in paint today, actually. But it's just exhausting. Ooh. Oh no, I've got the paint off tonight. Oh no, it's all in my nails like normal. But normally I'm quite multicoloured. I think we could use the embossing powders as like, do you remember the old Frantage embossing powders? Where you just like sprinkled it on top and melted it. Wouldn't recommend it though. I was chuffed I found my white, and then it's like, oh, I did a rosy. Oh. You always know when she's done something, she kind of goes, oh. Yeah, we will try and keep the information that's on the website, because you've got all the KISS projects and things on there. So whether I end up slowly transferring it over to Pinterest or something like that, we will see. But the website isn't going anywhere just yet. Like I say, we've got the domain name, I think, for another year yet. Right. It's kind of working, this. I've just jinxed myself, haven't I? I've just jinxed it now. Put your lid back on your ink, lady. You see, I always go that way, don't I? That actually works quite well, doesn't it? I might just go. That does work quite well, and I've got some floof. I've actually found, for those of you that have been with me a long time, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about floof. I've actually found a couple of rolls of it whilst we've been sorting out. So that too, I'll chop it up, because nobody will ever use a full roll of floof, I can tell you that now. So I'll chop that up as well and add that to the website in the next, well, it'll probably be weekend now. So I'm just going to grab my floof. Give it a bit of a oof. I do love my floof. It's always a good day when you add floof to your projects, isn't it? I will admit I didn't know where it was for a long time, so that's why we've not seen it for a while. Right, we have got 2 bits of floof. I know it's got a proper name, but floof. You guys know it as floof. It's going to go about there. So that's going to go there. Oops. Just grab a little bit more red tape. So I should have taken more notes of where I stuck it. There it is. I know I am terrible, aren't I? So we are going to just stick this on like so. Let's have another little bit on there. Might get away with 1 piece, but you know, there's never enough floof. There we go. Now I go quiet when I'm cutting sellotape. Right, so we were putting that somewhere like that, weren't we? And I know I'm doing this in my journal as well, so I'll be cursing as my journal slowly fills up, because I've got all these bits and added bits in there that pad it out. But you can always take a few pages out, can't we? I'm just going to add some foam pads. And these are the super fat foam pads as well. All stuck to my fingers. It looks like we might have recovered on that embossing powder not embossing powder, glossy accents incident. Nearly there. Oh no, 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 no. Thank you very much. No, I shouldn't have stuck it down. I shouldn't have been putting foam pads on it on top of. Going to just snaffle that over a little bit. There we go, and I like the movement we're getting through that. And then I'm half tempted. I don't know. I was going to use foam pads and I thought it might look a bit too much. So I'm going to go back to tape. I think so. I'm going to use tape. It's all about the layers, isn't it? I couldn't quite decide which ones I was going to do. Come on, I can do this. I could stick that up there, I suppose, couldn't I? I like it sticking in here. I put a foam pad right where I wanted it to go. There we go, that one will do. Oops. There. Put that on a bit slanty now, I'm gone. Yeah, that's not coming back off. Don't look too close because it is a bit slanty. Just trying to be glue. Anyway, there we go. Bit of a journal page. I should really sign it as well, shouldn't I? So when I look back through, what's the date today? 10th. That means next week is half term. There you go. So 10th of Feb, using our fabulous monthly make. So I am going to quickly just run through. To be fair, in here is most of our monthly make. So that was a monthly make, wasn't it? Bit of a mashup. That was definitely a monthly make. That was a monthly make. I love that one. Do love that stamp set. It is one of the ones that I go to a lot. And that one. Mushrooms. You can't beat a good mushroom, can you? Again. Can't beat that one. Flowers. That was a monthly make. This looks like it's a monthly make, but doesn't it? Monthly make. I think that's it in here. Should revisit some of my old journals, shouldn't we? Look at all what we've crafted over the years. Right, here we go. Remember, we're missing a stamp set because, well, it didn't make it in here with me tonight. So I'm not sure where it's gone. It's called Springtime this month because you get that beautiful springtime stamp. That huge one. You get the texture stamp with all the words in it. Evening, Rachel. You get your teeny tiny one that says sending big hugs, springtime wishes, get well soon, thinking of you, or a frame. Well, they all fit in your frame. And again, I haven't got it to show you, but we've used it tonight. We have then got, I'm going to quickly whip through these samples again. So we've got splodges down the side. Got a DL, so that's a 5B7. You've got a DL. You've got what I'm assuming is a 7B7. There we go. Another lovely 7B7. Again, you really don't need much with this stamp, do you? You have got that central, you know, that big bold statement, but it's also quite delicate. Depends how you colour it in, I guess. I did say I'd show you how I did that watercolour, but we'll do that another week. And those sentiments, it's just really simple but very beautiful. Use its corners. I really hadn't thought of doing that, but how elegant is that? Panel idea. Again, love that idea. Using it in the corners again. Our splodging with just a paintbrush to colour in. So we don't have to be very detailed with our colouring in. Just splodging a paintbrush or popping a blob of ink and blowing through a straw. We love doing that. That's the one that was in your step by step. But again, so simple but lovely, and well, it's just lovely, isn't it? Very simple. Got a sending big hugs one there. So great for your sympathy ones. And then this one is the one that we added our glossy accents to, and then I stuck it to some kitchen roll. But it has recovered, look. It has definitely recovered. But it does look a whole lot better, doesn't it? It doesn't look as flat now. So it definitely jumps off the page. So there you go. This month, I'm trying to think what month we're in. February's monthly make for you. I thought my lid was off my ink then. That's not good, is it? So we will be back next Monday. I think Bear will be joining us next week because he wants to come and do a few Facebooks over the next few weeks. So I do think he'll be with us next week because it is half term. So we'll be back 7 o'clock next week. Do keep an eye out on our website because we have lots and lots of cracking deals coming up. Stamps are on there at the moment. We'll be slowly adding the mediums over the next week or so. Spritzer bottles are a bargain as well at the moment. And yeah, and if you want to get your hands on next month's monthly make, you have until, I've got it written down somewhere. Where's my piece of paper with it written down? I want to say the 20th of the month to sign up, because we're going to only be making these to order going forward. So monthly makes, you have to have signed up. I think it's the 20th. Pretty sure it's the 20th of February. You need to have signed up. Again, I had it wrote down so I didn't forget. Oh well, it'll be with that stamp set. So you have until, I think it is the 20th, to sign up for next month's monthly make. Because like I say, we are making them to order, so we don't have any surplus. I do have this one of this month's left, so I will pop that on the website, but that is it. That is all I've got left, and the other stamp set of this month, so I will pop that on the website as well. So if you're fancying it after seeing tonight, there is one chance and one chance only to get that. Oh, there it is. Let me check. Oh, it isn't even on the piece of paper. I didn't write it down. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. Thank you for joining me. Do take care. And I will see you next week at 7 for some more monthly make fun. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.